I am Rabbi Chaim Driesen. I've just returned to our synagogue in the Crown Heights section of Brooklyn, where I'll be meeting friends and relatives I haven't seen since I went to San Francisco, youth director at Congregation Adath Israel. To this day, our present beloved leader, or as we call him, the Rebbe, and all the administrative and educational offices of the worldwide Lubavitch Hasidic movement located in these buildings.
The Jewish youth of today is longing and searching, trying to find its soul, its identity. Who am I? What many of them find never seems to give them lasting satisfaction. The drug culture, radicalism, political activity, occult religions, they still remain unfulfilled. A meaning in living, a purpose for existence, an ideal in life, given with warmth and devotion. That's what Lubavitch Chabad is all about.
In this section of New York, in 1940, our late leader, Rabbi Joseph Isaac Schneerson, and a few of his followers settled after escaping from the persecutions in Europe. The word Chassid in Hebrew means pious. The founder of the Hasidic movement was Israel ben Eliezer, who was born in Poland in 1698. He is known as the Baal Shem Tov, or the Master of the Good Name. By founding Hasidism, he elevated the spirits of the Jews in Poland and Russia who had been suffering spiritually and physically through false messiahs, pogroms, and persecutions. His great message was that the Creator is present in every aspect of a Jew's life and can be worshipped with every act and every event that takes place. That prayers should be offered with a pure and trusting heart. That prayers of uneducated plain folk were of the same value as those of the powerful and learned. We are called Lubavitcher Hasidim because our movement was based for many generations in the town of Lubavitch in White Russia. Lubavitch means the city of love. Our house of prayer in Brooklyn, or as we call it, our shul, is the center of our movement. Each day, many Hasidim come here to pray. Each act, each sacred article, has intricate symbolic significance. A Chassid wears a head covering at all times, acknowledging the presence of the Creator above. By wearing the talis, or large prayer shawl, a Jew enfolds himself in the totality of the Torah and its 613 commandments. The Torah is the entire body of Jewish law. The square leather boxes, which are placed on the arm and head, are called tefillin or phylacteries. They contain 4 sections of the Torah inscribed by hand on parchment. One of the boxes is placed on the arm, facing the heart, and the straps are wound down to the hand. The other is placed on the head. This practice signifies that our intellect, emotions, and deeds are all sublimated to the service of the Creator. In swaying while he prays, he intensifies his concentration, involving his entire mind and body in accordance with the teachings of the Baal Shem Tov. Late one winter, during our Purim season, we were visited by the President of Israel, Zalman Shazar, himself a Lubavitcher Hasid. He had a long meeting with the Rebbe and attended the Megillah reading in our shul. The Megillah recounts the story of Mordechai and Esther and the persecution of the Jews at the hands of Haman of Persia. Whenever the name of Haman is mentioned, we stamp our feet and make other noises to show our disdain. On Purim, it is traditional for children to dress up in a fantasy of costumes and go from door to door in quest of gifts, and to exchange mishloach manos, or food gifts. On various occasions during the year, the Rebbe publicly addresses his assembled followers and adherents. This gathering is called a Farbrengen.
Was bin time wenn wir hören, nicht nur kann nicht sagen Kinder, nur aber macht von dem Jagdmehl Inje von Tfilen, was Tfilen ist der Obtatsch von Aftuli Niftauti, wie Rashi touched up Inje Shalchib.
The subject may range from difficult Hasidic, Kabbalistic, or Talmudic dissertations to currently important Jewish issues. Throughout, the Rebbe exhorts us to greater moral and spiritual heights and to betterment of our relations with our Creator as well as with our fellow man. The Rebbe is the focal point of Hasidic life. Each individual regards him as mentor and father, whose inspiration and guidance he seeks whenever a change or problem arises in his spiritual or secular life. At the end of the Farbrengen, the joyousness we feel in our hearts bursts forth in singing and dancing. During the week of Sukkos, or Festival of the Tabernacles, we come to the Sukkah every morning to make a blessing with the lulav and esrog, or palm branch and citron together with the myrtle and willow. The Sukkah is a temporary structure covered with schach, which is cut vegetation such as branches or reeds. Here the Jew eats, drinks, and rejoices during the holiday. Children come to the Sukkah in groups.
The Jewish family is never closer or happier than during the Sabbath or Shabbos, when every member, young or old, participates in the services reenacted here. We light the candles to welcome the Shabbos Queen, and then we sing the Chododi, the Kras Kalor, Pine Shabbos Nikablo. Come, my beloved, to meet the bride. The Sabbath let us welcome. Shabbos is the heart of our faith and practice, when the joy, love, and religious devotion which characterize the Hasidic Jew are most fervently expressed. Through Shabbos, the religious link between young and old is strengthened, and the young are inspired to dedicate their lives to the Almighty by faithfully following His commandments. Every act performed during the ceremonies symbolizes devotion to our Creator, or it recalls a miracle or a great event in the history of the Jewish people. Even the impoverished are touched by the beauty and the serenity of Shabbos. The weary are refreshed, and the downcast are inspired. 12 times the commandment to observe Shabbos is mentioned in the Torah, and every time that we observe it, we bear witness to the existence of the Creator and His creation of the world in 6 days. He rested on the 7th day and commanded us to do likewise. One hour after sundown on Saturday, when Shabbos comes to an end, we recite the Havdalah, which says, "Behold, the Almighty is my help, having given me such a dear and worthy treasure, the Shabbos, through which I will be safe, calm, and cheerful, and not fear to step out into a new week." A wedding symbolizes our hope for new life, to worship the Almighty in the way of the Torah. It's an occasion for prayer and meditation, as well as for joy and exuberance.
The women and young girls of each Lubavitcher congregation form groups which meet periodically to discuss common problems.
fühlt man sich verstärkt. What? It's a big deal. Don't you want to know the I won't go. How come you're why is she taking for? What are you filming this?
Each year, Lubavitcher women from the United States and other parts of the world hold a convention in New York, where they can be near the Rebbe.
Altas altes doch Bashgoche Protes, es kedai sich abzustellen auf eine von den Nekudes, auf eine von den Hochpunkten von Matan Teuro, was hat a direkte Scheichus zu der
Rabbis,
Convention.
learned scholars, and women involved in the many Lubavitcher activities addressed the convention.
No one would have reacted.
Every Hasidic family sends its children to religious schools, the boys to yeshiva and the girls to Beis Rivka. The morning at Beis Rivka starts with a collection of alms for a charitable cause. This is to teach the children to be compassionate and generous. This prayer is called Baruch She'amar. The school day is divided into religious and secular studies. Jewish history is taught in Yiddish and Hebrew. The boys' yeshiva runs from kindergarten to 12th grade. Davening or praying is part of the morning program. All graduates of both boys' and girls' schools take state examinations successfully.
The Gemara asks, Ki pligi, when do they argue? So the Gemara answers, Bedova she'ein bo siman.
I'm not finished. Meanwhile, nothing happened of the demonstrations, and the war is still lasting already 10 years. If you think demonstrations are right, why doesn't it do any help? I have spoken.
This debate is among 5th graders and deals with contemporary Jewish problems.
Factual research are good papers, but nobody really explains what it is.
Did anybody else help you to get the Soviet Jews out of Russia?
Science, English, history, and allied subjects are taught during the secular portion of the day.
If the person who is accused, he's not accused yet, but if he wants to, can he have a jury?
He comes to the council.
No jury.
He comes to the council.
The judges.
At the general organization meeting in the library, the students and teachers talk about secular school matters and plan activities and events. Rabbi Gurari, who is chief executive of the United Lubavitcher Yeshivas, meets with the teachers periodically to discuss school problems. Each day includes a period of recreation. Young men who wish to continue their Jewish studies may attend an advanced yeshiva. Lubavitch Chabad Hasidism is a system of Jewish religious philosophy which teaches that the Creator may be more fully worshipped through the application of the three intellectual attributes of Chabad. Chochmah, meaning wisdom, Bina, meaning knowledge, and Das, understanding. Hasidic artists express through their work the joy and beauty of their religion. Rabbi Lieberman paints scenes from his childhood in Russia as if they had happened yesterday.
When I little boy, I like to drawing. And I drawing much more I like it faces. Different types faces. Old people, young people, girls also. But not too much I drawing women. I draw men's. The men, boys, you know. This is why I like it to drawing. Zaydas, yes, this is my favorite. Bobbies, I don't like drawing. It's a dancing, that's the whole this time. It's the old people in synagogue, he pray, he put the talis, and he put the film. I just I like it.
Rabbi Kleiman portrays in colorful, bold strokes the life of Hasidim in New York and around the world. A Chassid consecrates his daily work to the glory of the Creator. In whatever he does, he expresses his love and devotion for the Almighty. The man studying here is Mr. Pechar, an English jeweler. Each day, after he has finished studying in the synagogue, he goes to his work, which is designing and making jewelry. The religion of the Jew is totally encompassing. He serves the Almighty 24 hours a day. Even when he works, whether with his mind or his hands, he is not severed from his faith. He utilizes his time in study of Torah when he can free himself of his more worldly obligations, and in helping others to come closer to their Jewish heritage. We are constantly reaching out to bring Jews closer to the faith of their fathers and to make them fully observant Jews. Here, as everywhere around the world, we have set up a stand in New York where we invite passing Jews to put on tefillin. During the week of Sukkos, we take our Sukkah-mobile to various parts of New York and other cities and invite passing Jews to pray with us, make a blessing, and come inside to eat. With some, we have the opportunity to discuss religious matters.
So simply I have to bring out that everything that happens in this world is for a good reason.
I can't disagree with that.
Rabbi Joseph Goldstein is one of the numerous Lubavitcher rabbis who conduct release time programs for Jewish children under the auspices of the Lubavitcher educational program. These children are released from school for 1 hour a week so they may be instructed in religion.
The children are seated, during which yarmulkes are distributed to the boys who have none of their own. We recite the children's morning prayer, all together, the Modeh Ani and the sacred Shema. Shema. They are covering their eyes so as to concentrate on the meaning of the prayer. Elokeinu, Hashem, Echad. After prayer time, I tell the children stories from the Bible and the customs that are related to them. The story I am telling now is the redemption of the Jewish people from the bondage in Egypt, the story of Passover, the heavenly miracles, the crossing of the Red Sea, and finally, the receiving of the Holy Torah on Mount Sinai.
But when he knows that it fell from him.
And the number is, let's have a roll of the drum, 82.
On the last day of Chanukah, the children from various release time programs in and around New York City came to our shul for festivities and the lighting of the Chanukah menorah. They recited the afternoon prayers in the presence of the Rebbe.